Excellent. The caravan wagon is empty, so we can not get rid of that, as we need a replacement meeting area. We shall start digging one out over here. Not too big. And then we shall choose a layer for bedrooms. We'll start off with a dormitory that shall have beds in, so the dwarfs don't sleep on the ground. It looks like the extra space for the fisheries are nearing completion. So we shall find the fishery, place down using clay this time, although it's going to be red on red. We should be able to get rid of that workshop up the top and replace it with something more appropriate. Farming, fishery. Excellent. See a lot of shells here. They can be turned into money using the trade depot or depot, whatever the game calls it. Let's see if I can find it. Here we go. We should place it here. Clay, as clay is essentially infinite. We also need to build over the river, as dwarfs are terrible swimmers. We shall use a floor, and we shall select over the river, and might as well just use wood, as we've got plenty of it at the moment. Then we need a stockpile for, let's see, food, and then we can select fish. We also want shells, but I'm not sure where they are, either corpses or... no idea. Here we go. And maybe other items that can be used as crafts. Nothing like bone arrows. The way you do that is workshop, craft dwarfs workshop. Make 2 of those. See, our population has increased. Let's see. A petition for a temple. Might as well approve and stick them in a random room. Smooth this out. This was going to be the dormitory. Once furniture is down, you cannot smooth the wall or floor. Well, the floor underneath the furniture. So we shall smooth the room out first. Let's see, doors. Has that been smoothed out yet? Cavern floor. Not that one, but the looks like the where I'd place the door has. Just use closest material, as we don't care what door we use. However, it appears we have no doors. I would usually make a rock door. However, we have no mason's workshop yet. So hopefully we can use wood. Don't need a corkscrew. Here we go. One door. Move it up. And find a place for the mason workshops. Temporarily shove them here, maybe. Crafts, bows, asteroid mechanics. Stone workers, that's what it's called. Make 2 of them. Okay, here's the replacement meeting area. Let's move that off so it looks pretty. Got to be mindful of the dwarf's environment. So we can remove this workshop and add the request here. Crafts, repeat on infinite, and hopefully double the output with 2 workshops. Can get rid of this fishery. Looks like we're running out of drink. We need to fix this. Needs unrotten extract brewing plant. I have no idea if that's current or latest or previous or something. Let's see. Yes, that is what is required. What's wrong with all these? Never mind. Brew drink from plant. I am being completely silly. We're going to need a lot of clay, as I'm going to be building a lot on the surface. Can go pretty high. We'll need a lot of dwarfs though, as each dwarf can produce quite a lot of things, but only one thing at a time. The more dwarfs we have, the more dwarfs we can do. This was a meeting area, wasn't it? Okay, so meeting area. Select the place. Excellent. Simple as that. No, it's definitely a bedroom, and this was the meeting area. Never mind. Meeting area number 2. back up to meeting area number 1 and just remove that, and we want it as a dormitory, so we need a door, 1 door, and then it needs beds. So furniture, bed, keep building, closest material, see how many beds we have in storage. Excellent. Fill the room up nicely. Then we go to area, dormitory, size 31, and accept. A lazy dwarf already sleeping. See how the workshops are doing. Excellent. Now that's all set up, we need to set up a military. First of all, we need a military commander. Nobody qualified. Oh dear, what a pity. Probably will want a hospital, but that'll be fine. Game save. Also brings the time forward in the world, as it's not a static world. Right, rock. We want rock doors. We also want coffers and cabinets to decorate the bedrooms. We also want statues to make dwarfs happy, coffins because all the dwarfs are going to live, blocks to build with, even though I'm going to use clay mostly, tables and chairs. And a few grates, as they are useful to fish on the river, as fishing can pass through it, but nasty hostile animals can't. This down. Always get confused, but I shall deny it if asked. Bedrooms shouldn't be that complicated, just 2 by 2. Try and build one for every dwarf. A bit dwarf time consuming, but shouldn't be too hard. Of course, more migrants tend to turn up faster than I can build bedrooms, but that's not my problem. I can dismantle the wagon now. The wagon is a default meeting area, so the dwarfs and their animal companions don't wander across the map randomly, as they will do without it. The trade depot, very poorly made with just clay. Let's see, we have the area for animals. We need to, every time we have an increase in population, we need to check if they brought in any animals that need grazing. Looks like they didn't. Let's see, are there any animals that will breed. Right, let's see what this notice is about first. Winter. We shall see if this area of the world freezes over or if it stays warm above freezing. Okay, we have a baby llama, bull calf, and reindeer cow, water buffalo. It really looks like we have no breeding pairs or even two of any animal except for cats and dogs. Still no breeding pairs. That is good on my CPU. Who's this? A liaison. They come with a trade caravan. What do we want? Well, I want chickens. So that's cages. Or not. That's just types of cages. Pets. Excellent. Yak, rabbit, mule, donkey, cow. All the animals we could ever want. We want sheep too, for their wool. We want pigs, as they don't actually need to graze. And where's the chickens gone? Oh yes, male cat and male dog would be good. Rooster and hen. Excellent. That increases the chance of the item selected to be bought. However, it increases the price. This is a trade depot. We have no trader. Anyone to the trade depot then? Move goods to the trade depot. We have crafts, not greats, to trade. Hopefully they're in bins, so we don't have to select every single one individually. Finished good bin. Pigtail rope. Let's have a look. Here they are. A shell earring. Worth very little. However, get 100 of them, and that's 100 of very little, which is a lot more. Hopefully they bring that up soon. Usually they don't have too much of what I want, but we shall see. We need a broker. A broker is one of the nobles that we can assign. These are social skills that are used. So we have a competent negotiator, adequate comedian, competent liar, intimidator, flatterer. Definitely what we want. Alright, we will request the recently appointed broker to the depot. It looks like the finished good bin has arrived. It does say what our broker is doing, which is lazing about. Here comes the broker now. And pause, because he will walk off in the middle of a trade. So what do we want? We want not much. However, we do want to keep the fortress stocked up on a variety of items, because dwarfs will kill themselves if they do not have access to something. We also want weapons and pickaxes and such. So a quick select through of all the shell items. Unfortunately, other things are in this bin, so I will need to